Conservative media done right. You're listening to the SHR Media Network.
Hey, it's Sean from the Edge of Liberty. Join me right here on the SHR Media.
Welcome to the Reaver of Common Sense. As you can see, I'm back. I've been gone for a couple weeks, and there's been some changes in the software again. And I clicked on the wrong one. Let's see. Let's start this off right. Let's start this off right.
Oh, sorry, that's for a Democrat show.
Let me know when you're ready.
Was an extremely great conservative commentator. We're tearing it up on Wednesday night. This is awesome. This
will allow me to retort.
Well, this is Jersey Joe for the Reaver of Common Sense show. I'm on shrmedia.com.
Actually, I just totally screwed up. This show contains language that some viewers may find offensive. Listener discretion is advised. And now on to the show.
And welcome to the Reaver of Common Sense. I'm your host, Jersey Joe, and I'm here to make sense out of the senseless. Right here on SHR Media. And now also KLNRN Radio.com. Yes, we've added more. We keep adding and adding and adding. I want to thank KLRN for allowing me to, let me see which one failed. Okay, that one did. All right. I want to thank everybody for allowing me to join their station. I appreciate it. And hopefully I don't cause too much embarrassment to you. All right. For those that don't know, I've been gone for about 2 weeks. First, it was Hurricane Helena. We really didn't get hit by that. We got a pretty decent amount of rain and storm surge. Didn't affect my area as much, but I had shut down the studio because the storms coming in and all that. I didn't want to fry out computers and all that. Then we were down for a little bit. And then last week, got smacked. And we got smacked pretty good. I've been living here 20 years, and I've talked to people that have been living their whole life. Their whole life they've lived here. And they said they have never, ever, ever gotten hit like we did Wednesday night with Milton. Whoever stole Milton's fucking red stapler, please give it back to him. Please. Now, my neighborhood lucked out. We lost power Wednesday night. A lot of goddamn wind. A lot of wind. A lot of rain. Trees down. But that was pretty much it in my neighborhood. Now, my immediate surrounding area, they got smacked hard. Flooding an area that does not flood. That just, I was shocked right there that there was so much flooding in areas that never flood. One section I saw, and if I can find the photos, I'll bring them up for you. Trying to pull up chat. As normal, if you want to join the conversation, jump in the chat. Join the conversation. If you were affected in the area, jump on. Let's talk. I want to hear your stories. We're going to talk about it for a little bit. Then we're going to go on to our normal politics. A lot has happened. A lot. But let me see. I didn't. That's normal. I didn't prepare correctly. There's some photos that I came across. that show the flooding, and here it is. Now, these are not my photos. Video. Screen, Facebook. And that right there is several feet of water that never, ever floods. Now, over here to the left, it gets deeper. Let me see if I can get to the next one. There's actually a car over here underwater. It never has flooded there before. Now, one of the issues is we had so much rain between Helena and just normal Florida rain. The water had nowhere to go. Nowhere to go. And we're still dealing with flooding and water rising in some areas. It's people have lost houses between flooded out, trees taken out. One roadway I saw got totally, it's gone. Half the road is just missing. There's a big crevices in the road. Out in Tampa, they got a major sinkhole in the roadway. I mean, we got hit. We were without power until, I think it was yesterday or Saturday. We were running off generator just to keep the refrigerator going, you know, a fan, and keep our electronics charged. To keep in touch with family and friends. I was out there. I've been through some storms. With my career as a firefighter and an EMT, I've been on the fire truck during tornadoes and all that. I was outside in this a couple times, and I had to go inside because it was. We got hit in our area. I think it's the north side, the wall of the eye of the hurricane. We had about 3-4 hours of about 75 plus winds. It was something, I'll tell you that. I'm hoping that we don't see that for like another 100 years. Okay, that's the last time, over 100 years ago. I'm still trying to catch up on sleep and get shit done. But trying to now see if I can pull them. I got some video that I took that night. I passed it on to Sackhead Sean, and he posted it. Oh, here's one building. I know it's not the most in focused. Let me see. That's the bricks on the side of the wall. Just came down. The winds. And I didn't see the backside of the building because the wind was coming from the other side of the building towards this way. And it took it down. It's the trees, and I'm talking century-old trees, are the ones that got torn down. These things are like 100, 200, 250 years old oak trees. They're huge. And they just came down like a bag of bricks. Going through Sackhead Sean's Media. I'm trying to see if I can find it. Maybe not. I know he posted it. It's got a lot of gifts. No. Let me see if I can find it here. They got to make it easier to get to some of these. Just let me check real quick. Real quick, I also will talk about it while I'm looking for this. Did anybody see the feat SpaceX did? They launched a rocket and they caught the booster with what they call chopsticks. What Elon Musk has done with SpaceX is just unbelievable. He's done stuff that I don't think anybody would have tried. I mean, people thought he was nuts when he announced that he was going to capture a booster. I am so sorry about this. Oh. Come on, Sean. Oh. But yeah, it just... And that was the 5th test flight of Starship. That was the first time they ever attempted that, and he succeeded. Yes, there's some damage. Yes, it was not perfect. But you know what? He did it. And it seems like... Oh, don't tell me I'm muted. I got a message popping up, and I was like, "Ah, shit! Don't tell me I'm muted again." Man, it's hard finding fucking videos. Sean's hiding them on me. I'm blaming Sean on this. All right, we're gonna go for a quick break. And hopefully when we come back from it, I will have just give me 2 of them. Hopefully I'll have everything. Don't forget, you listen to Reaver of Common Sense right here on shrmedia.com and KLRN Radio.
Conservative media done right. You're listening to the SHR Media Network.
Welcome to Reaver of Common Sense. where we cut through the noise of news and politics with a sharp wit and clear discussion. Tune in every Monday and Friday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for a refreshing dose of reality as we fearlessly tackle the tough topics with no nonsense, just pure common sense. Visit shrmedia.com to discover where you can catch Reaver of Common Sense in action. He's here to amplify your inner logic. He may not always be polite, he may not always be refined, but one thing's for sure, he always tells it like it is.
You're listening to the SHR Media Network.
And welcome back to the Reaver of Common Sense. I'm your host, Jersey Joe. I'm here to make sense out of the senseless. Right here on shrmedia.com. Conservative media done right. We're also going to be broadcast. It'll be a rebroadcast on KLRN radio at 10 o'clock tonight. That's right. You can, if you missed the show, you can catch it on KLRN right after the show's broadcasted live. You can also catch it on shrmedia.com, YouTube, Rumble, Facebook, X, and I think that's it. But also after the show, I'll post to Speaker, Apple, Spotify, iHeart. The list goes on, and it just keeps growing and growing. The show is growing, and I thank every single one of you. The people that love the show and the people that hate the show. All right, I'm going to get this. I found the videos. Here, let me. Which one? Here it is. Let me. All right, this isn't going to be super long. This is out of Rico, Florida. I'm about 20 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes east of Tampa. It's been calm all day till now. All right, that's the first live one I did. Listen, I tell you what, I'll save the time because it doesn't get a whole lot worse than that. Well, each one gets progressively worse, so we'll just gonna jump to the last one. I think it's the last one. Here we go. Give me a second. Just why I need a producer. All right, it's like 11 after 11 now. I don't know how much you're going to be able to see, but I'm pretty sure you can hear that wind. It's the first time I've been playing them back, so I don't know how good they are, and I do apologize, but listen for the wind. Now, these trees right here are some real solid, huge oak trees. I can't go out in front of my house because the wind and the rain's coming directly up the front of my house. I actually had to put towels. Yeah, I had to literally put towels at my door because the window on my front door, it was making its way around the window and coming in, and underneath it was coming in. Let me find one more. Let me see which one this is. All right. I think this one's from front.
right, I don't know how long I can stay out here again, because we are hitting some good winds. All right. Woo!
Now, I was about 6 feet back. I know you can't really tell. There's like a front foyer. I was about 6 feet back from underhang, and I was getting soaked. That was just the beginning of the night. It got worse from there, way worse. It was an experience. Now, there it is. Like I said, if anybody's want to talk, you can jump in the chat and give your experience, and we'll talk about it. But from here, we're going to head over to politics. Politics. That's what everybody is got their minds on. I goofed up. Let me back this up. There we go. A new Trump ad is playing. And I love it. You can't get any better than this. I got to move some stuff around. Hold on. Got a new camera, so the other one was in the way, and I never took it down. All right. So, all right. Let's. And here we go.
You had a case in Georgia not very long ago, didn't you? They made an ad about a young woman who'd been killed by an immigrant. Yeah, well, if they'd all been properly vetted, that probably wouldn't have happened. But if they're all properly vetted, and that doesn't happen.
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message.
You had a case in Georgia not very long ago, didn't you? They made an ad about a young woman who'd been killed by an immigrant. Yeah, well, if they'd all been properly vetted, that probably wouldn't have happened.
Keep Americans getting nervous.
But if they're all properly vetted, and that doesn't happen.
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message.
Do you know who's in charge right now? Do you understand who's in charge? I don't think he did. I don't think he really understood what he was doing out there, because he ended up giving a killer speech and ad for Donald J. Trump. I just, they are desperate right now. Their level of desperation, I mean, is just off the chart. They're bringing out Obama, and he's pulling you ain't black if you don't vote for Kamala type shit, to the point he's pissed off a lot of blacks. They're pulling out Clinton and all these celebrities they're dragging out in front of the camera, and it's not helping. It reeks of desperation. She's now going on Fox that she's refused to go on. Why? Because she's desperate. They're throwing everything at the wall and seeing if anything will stick. Then you're hearing there's a lot of infighting going on. There was a report that one of the campaign managers or something left the meeting and threw one of those dry erase boards across the room. You got these young idiots, screaming boomer and all this and trying to insult their own campaign personnel. And it's like, what are you doing? They're fighting with Biden and his staff. They're blaming everybody and anybody except Kamala. She is a bad candidate. They would have been better with Biden almost. Seriously, they would have been better with Biden. I'll get back to this in a little bit. I want to talk real quick that the media is not talking about. New York Court of Appeals. And it's not a done deal, but it looks like they're going to be tossing out the conviction of Trump. Here, there's a nice video for it. Let's get to this. Hopefully the sound works on this one.
Underneath all these questions, the question of mission creep. Has 6312 morphed into something that it was not meant to do?
All of the defendants repeatedly violated...
Ms. Vail, can you identify any previous case in which the Attorney General sued under Executive Law 6312 to upset a private business transaction that was between equally sophisticated partners?
And it was using...
Sorry, but what's being described sounds an awful lot like a potential commercial dispute between private actors.
I mean, you've got two really sophisticated parties in which no one lost any money. The case that you cite involved where there was damage to consumers, damage to the marketplace. You've got a scheme to get unsophisticated consumers to take out home loans. You got a collapse of Lehman Brothers. You don't have anything like that here.
And that's something you must address, because there has to be some limitation on what the Attorney General can do in interfering in these private transactions, as Justice Friedman said, that where people don't claim harm. So what is the limiting principle? The immense penalty in this case is troubling. So how do you tether the amount that was assessed by Supreme Court to the harm that was caused here, where the parties left these transactions happy about how things went down?
Historical backdrop to this law. How do we draw a line, or at least put up some guardrails to know when the AG is operating well within her admittedly broad sphere of 6312, and when she is going into an area that wasn't intended for her jurisdiction?
Row. That's not sounding too good. And I said it from the start, from the conviction. There is a good chance this is going to get overturned. Anybody with more than an amoeba of a brain cell knows that this is going to get overturned. They're desperate. And their desperation, it's going to be the downfall of the Democrat Party as it is right now. Like Sackett Sean has said, and I've talked with him, they're going to have to rethink the way they do things. They're going to have to redo that party, because the way it's going, it's not looking good. You know, there's more Republicans now in the United States than there is Democrats. They are running their people out of the party, and they're catering to this small, I hate to use the word cult, this blind following, this rabbit following. I mean, I'm sure you guys have been through it, and girls have been through it. The attacks that happen nonstop. And they've been out today. And one of the big things that's out today is they're beating the abortion drum to try to get people to go out and vote, because they want the abortion. And they're out there lying. And then when you catch them in it, they can't even stand it. I got into it before I went on air with someone over abortion. And they were saying a fetus is not a human. So one of the things I brought up is, well, if a pregnant woman is killed, you get 2 counts of murder charges. You don't get murder for killing a non-human. So by law, that shows that the fetus is human. Then I got no one's disputing that the fetus is human. And it was like pointing, well, they said human, not humans. One's an adjective and one's a noun, and that changes everything. No, she is saying that the fetus is not human, period. Whether a fetus, whatever. You're playing games, and you're trying to justify murder, period. And I don't care. Listen, there's exceptions. Then it was... after that, I brought up, you're doing a straw man argument, bringing in about that. No, I'm not. And then I got, no one's talking, saying the fetus, what species it is. I'm like, yeah, there they are. Right there it is. They're desperate. So they're trying to make abortion this big, huge deal. They're out there lying, saying abortion's being banned. It's not. There's limitations. And I go, so you're saying what you could do and not do? Yeah, society does that. A civil society does regulate, justified and unjustified murder. Is there exceptions? Yes. Mother's life, so forth like that. And they're in there. I'm talking using abortion as a birth control. Then I got it's the man's responsibility, not the woman's. It's the man with the sperm that kept going on. I guess the egg doesn't do shit. Then they were talking about masturbation, men masturbating, and I was like, what the? Holy shit. My wife's sitting there looking, going, these people lost their fucking mind. I don't know. This country is scary right now. It really is.
Conservative media done right. You're listening to the SHR Media Network.
Welcome to Reaver of Common Sense, where we cut through the noise of news and politics with a sharp wit and clear discussion. Tune in every Monday and Friday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for a refreshing dose of reality as we fearlessly tackle the tough topics with no nonsense, just pure common sense. Visit shrmedia.com to discover where you can catch Reaver of Common Sense in action. He's here to amplify your inner logic. He may not always be polite, he may not always be refined, but one thing's for sure, he always tells it like it is.
You're listening to the SHR Media Network.
And welcome back to the Reaver of Common Sense right here on shrmedia.com. Conservative media done right. We are also going to be simulcast on, well, not simul, but it will be rebroadcasted on KLRN Radio. That's right. We are expanding. We are growing. You can also check the show live through Rumble, X, Facebook, YouTube, and Rumble. I said Rumble, brain fart. My brain's still a little soggy, I'll tell you that right now. Also, after the show, I'll upload it to Spreaker, which will then upload it to Apple, iHeart, Spotify, and many, 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 many more podcasts. We are growing, and it's wonderful, and it's all thanks to every single one of you who like and hate the show. It's funny, you think it's going to bother me that you hate it. Don't bother me. You get mad. No, I don't. I laugh at you. I find you funny. So, Kamala Harris. She's now out there saying that Donald Trump plans to impose what I call a Trump sales tax, that 20% tax on everyday necessities. He did not. The only thing this campaign has is lies. Her campaign is built 100% on lies that have been proven time and time again. She gets called out so much, she can't be interviewed. I don't trust this Fox interview. I don't trust Brett Baer. He's saying, oh, she don't have the questions in advance. It's pre-recorded, not live. So it can be edited like the other ones. She will not do live. And we've heard the story. She's not going to get the answers. She's not going to get the answers. She gets the answers. So excuse me if I don't believe you and I don't trust you. You're not exactly, you claim to be in the middle, but you're not. You know, I can claim to be the Pope all I want. Doesn't make me the fucking Pope. You know, it's... Democrat Party is, to put bluntly, sad. It really is. It really, really sad. And I can't put it any other way. They're hell-bent, and I don't understand why, on destroying the foundation of this country. Do they hate it that much? And are the people that back the Democrats that gullible? I don't want to think that, but I mean, what else can you think? Don't think. It's... Direction of this country is not going in a great direction. But all we can keep doing is fighting. But I'll tell you this, when it comes to the vote, don't take this for granted. We need to overwhelm that vote so goddamn bad that makes it too big. Too big. Literally. You need to get out there and vote. Don't hold back. What you need to do is vote like you're the third monkey trying to get on Noah's Ark. And brother, it's raining out. I had to steal that from BZ. I love that. Took a quick shower today. I know. Wow. No, quick in and out. Even though we're out of the hurricane, there's still power outages in Hillsborough County, Florida. Yeah, there's still people without power. They're probably up to like 85% back. There's still water filtration plants, the sewage plants that are trying to get power back up and get back up and running, and they're getting overwhelmed at the pumps. So they're asking people to kind of like get in and out of the shower. So I didn't even trim the goatee, trim the mustache. shave, anything. Yes. Got in, got out. This last election really showed. Let's take for a moment, just for the sake of argument, Biden won the election. We're going to go with that premise. It shows why elections have such consequences. Besides what's going on in our country with the economy, how bad it is, how bad the relations in this country is, but how our elections affect the world, how it affects foreign countries. If we would have reelected Trump, Ukraine would not have been invaded. Yes, Trump is on friendly terms with Putin. You do that with your enemies. But they also knew where Trump stood and feared the man. They knew he was not going to take any shit. The Middle East knew he wasn't going to do it after he bombed Syria real quick. Israel would not have been attacked. And if anybody remembers, we had the Abraham Accord that Trump got. Because they knew not to fuck around. When you get these Democrats are so in bed with foreign countries, it's not funny. And what proves it more is just watch the finger pointing they do. When Democrats are pointing a finger, you better look behind them because that's exactly what the fuck they're doing. Remember, it was Obama who made the joke to Romney when asked during a debate, what is the biggest fear? What is the biggest fear or threat in the world? And Romney said Russia. And Obama said the 1980s watch their Cold War back. Obama made a joke of it. Hillary Clinton sold, as Secretary of State, uranium to Russia. She was having dinners with Putin at his house, not state house, his personal house. She was giving reset buttons to Russia. You remember all that? I do. Joe Biden in bed with China. But they keep going after Trump on all this. When Trump's put the tariffs on China, but, that's a bad thing. But Joe Biden never removed those tariffs. He kept those tariffs on China. I wonder why. When they talk about how bad the tariffs are, but Joe Biden, who removed everything else of Trump's, but never removed those tariffs. I wonder why. When the Democrats are pointing their fingers, look into their backyard, because that's exactly what they're doing. And these politicians that are in bed with Ukraine, more and more, I am wondering how much dirtiness is going on with our money going to Ukraine, and if it's not getting into the back pocket of some of these politicians. I'm not going to definitively say 100%, have no proof. My opinion, yes, that's exactly what is going on.
Conservative media done right. You're listening to the SHR Media Network.
Welcome to Reaver of Common Sense, where we cut through the noise of news and politics with a sharp wit and clear discussion. Tune in every Monday and Friday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for a refreshing dose of reality as we fearlessly tackle the tough topics with no nonsense, just pure common sense. Visit shrmedia.com to discover where you can catch Reaver of Common Sense in action. He's here to amplify your inner logic. He may not always be polite, he may not always be refined, but one thing's for sure, he always tells it like it is.
You're listening to the SHR Media Network.
Sugar. Welcome back to the Reaver of Common Sense. I'm your host, Jersey Joe. I'm here to make sense out of the senseless with one. And welcome back to the Reaver of Common Sense. I'm your host, Jersey Joe, and I'm here to make sense out of the senseless right here on shrmedia.com. Conservative media done right. And we are now on KLRN Radio. So many places. And if you want an exact list of everywhere you can find the show, go to shrmedia.com and click on the Reaver tab, and it will tell you every single place you can watch the show. Oh, man. You can also catch it, the podcast, on Speaker, iHeart, Spotify, and Apple. I'm so tired still. Oh, we're in the last leg of the show. Kamala Harris has been using so many disasters as her campaign. She's out there putting as VP, the UN reports that no food has entered northern Gaza in nearly 2 weeks. Israel must urgently do more to facilitate the flow of aid to those in need. Civilians must be protected and must have access to food, water, and medicine. International humanitarian law must be respected. It is not Israel's responsibility. All right? That's not their responsibility. They're at war with these people. It is not their responsibility. It is not Kamala. She has no power in all this. She's using it for political gain. She's using it for her campaign. Just as she tried getting some FaceTime with Ron DeSantis. I can't remember if it was right before or right after the Hurricane Milton hit us. And DeSantis put her in her place, and so did Obama, speaking of. So what does she do? She goes and gets a Democrat mayor out of Tampa. I think it's Jane Castor. And now there's an ad for Kamala where she's talking with the mayor about the hurricane. Kamala has nothing to do with the relief efforts here in Florida. She has nothing to do with it. That's between the president and our governor. She is using our misery, our destruction as a background for her fucking campaign. That's how miserable this person is. That's how far she is willing to go. How low she's willing to go to try to win this campaign on the backs of people who've lost their houses, who've been without power for days. And she's out there campaigning on it like a vulture. Every time I think the Democrats can't go lower, they go lower and lower. And shame on Mayor of Tampa for agreeing to do that. You put the vice president's campaign above your people that you are voted to protect and help. That is, I don't even know if there's words for how low that is. To use death, destruction, loss as a campaign ad. She has nothing to do with any of this rescue, any of this recovery. Again, that is the president. You don't have Trump going out there. He's doing some stuff, but he's not that out there throwing ads. He's doing it on his own. If she did shit on her own, that's fine. But I don't see her donating any money to rescue efforts, to recovery efforts. I don't see Oprah, Mark Cuban. I don't see them donating to these rescues to help people out that have lost. The party of everybody's got to be equal. Now they're hoarding their fucking money. I didn't see Oprah helping out Hawaii. I heard Trump gave $25 million to rescue efforts. Elon Musk has given a shitload of money. Dana White has given a shitload of money. Why is it these conservative million and billionaires are giving money to efforts to help these people? And all these Democrats that talk a lot of shit aren't backing up their talk. Why? Because they're fake. Mark Cuban is jealous of Elon Musk. He is jealous of Trump. So he stuck his nose so far up Kamala's ass, he could smell what she had for breakfast. He's not as smart as he thinks he is. He really isn't. Do I hear Mark Cuban volunteering to work for the government, to clean the government up? No. He's out there gaslighting America, trying to help lie for Kamala Harris and her campaign. I have not seen one truth come out of that fucking campaign. And they call Trump supporters a cult. Well, I'll say the DNC trolls, because they're out in droves. And they love, there's the buzzwords that they have to use. You know, oh, we got to use these tests. You know what? When you use it, you just make me laugh. You just make me laugh because I know you're a piece of shit that doesn't believe in what you're saying. You're out there, whether you're paid or not, you're just doing it for the DNC and you're doing as you're told to do. I come out here not because I'm being paid, not because I'm being told, because this is the way I feel. These are my opinions. This is the way I see things. Ain't nobody going to tell me what to say or what not to say. Well, I can't say that because I have been on AM radio and I had to watch my mouth. I couldn't cuss and all that. But I'm not going to let anybody tell me what my opinions are, what I think. With society, yes, there is some rules. So I understand if you want to go on the air, sometimes you got to play by the rules. Just when I was working as an EMT, I had a totally different persona. You would not hear a cuss word out of me. I watched my mouth. I watched what I said because it was part of the job. These DNC trolls, the only thing they're doing, because they're hitting small accounts like mine. I'm not knocking myself or anything like that. I know I'm a small account, but they're coming after my account. And it's making me laugh. It's making me laugh hysterically. Especially because these fucking idiots, they come at me and I won't back down. And what happens? They end up blocking me. It makes me laugh. And with that, we're going to head out a minute or two early. I want to thank everybody. I missed yous. Even the ones that hate me. I love yous. Your hate keeps me warm. And with that, I'll be back Friday right here on SHR Media. And don't forget, KLRN Radio. Till Friday, people. Peace. I'm off.